on the portfolio when you are given the correlation or covariance among the securities. Okay, today we start with the next model under the portfolio selection, which is the CAPM model. CAPM model stands for the Capital Asset Pricing Model. Now, this model is an equilibrium model which is helping you calculate the efficient return from the security or the portfolio. Basically, from the security, the CAPM model applies to a single security. It is telling you what should be the return from that security. Now, CAPM model is based on the assumption of efficient capital markets. Okay, and efficient capital markets are where there are no taxes, no transaction cost. All the investors, they have same expectation from the market. Information is free flowing, which is practically not feasible. Again, the CAPM model considers only one part of risk, that is the systematic risk. It says that the unsystematic risk is eliminated because of diversification in the portfolio. Just to recall, unsystematic risk was company specific risk, which was micro level in nature, while systematic is macro level risk, which is not limited to a single company, but it is affecting all the companies, all the sectors of the economy. So the CAPM model says the only risk that is relevant is the systematic risk, and beta is a measure of systematic risk. Now the equation for CAPM model is that the return on, say, a security S is RF plus RM. Okay, now beta measures the sensitivity of the security return with respect to the market return. RF is the risk-free rate of return. Okay, so if you're putting your money, you're holding money in, say, some government securities, government bonds, then you are getting the time value of money. Okay, so RF is not the return on the investment made, but it is basically the value you are getting for holding the money for a particular period of time. Whereas if you move from a risk-free security to a market security, then you earn some premium. This is the risk premium you are earning, or the market premium that you are earning, which is the difference between the market return and the risk-free rate of return. Okay, so this is the market premium earned on the security, and then beta is the sensitivity between to what extent the market return is influencing the security return, and then again you can have a beta which is equal to 1, greater than 1, less than 1. You can have a negative beta also. So this is the CAPM model, and then it says that when we are checking whether the securities are efficiently priced or not, on the x-axis we take the beta of the security, on the y-axis we take the return, and then somewhere here we have RF. This is your security market line. All the securities on this line are efficiently priced. Any security above the SML, say security B. Now this is an underpriced security. Underpriced क्यों है? क्योंकि आपको रिटर्न दे रही है SML से ज़्यादा. So it is more than efficient security, and hence it is underpriced in the market. On the other hand, say any security lying below the SML is overpriced because it is giving you less than the efficient return. Okay, so again, this equation, this model can be used to check which of the securities you are holding is efficiently priced in the market. Okay, so let us start with some questions. So let us start here with the question. You are given the return on a security A and you are given the market return, and you have to calculate beta. For calculation of beta, the formula is that it considers the covariance between say security A and M upon variance of the market. This is the formula. So again, covariance between A and M will be say AI minus A bar. And variance of the market. So please start solving. First calculate A bar. A bar क्या होगा आपका? A bar आपका, in this case you are not given the probability, तो दोनों में divided by n होगा. That is the number of observations. So A bar will be the average of the returns given for A limited. M bar will be the average of market return, and then you can proceed with the calculation. Start with the question, everyone. If there is any doubt in the formula or any question, you can ask. these are the columns you will be making. Sum all values of numerator means the multiplication you are doing. Yes, you will. This is summation. So Raj has got the answer. Others also solve. राज एक बार आप अपना आंसर चेक करो. How much is the covariance you are getting? So you will divide it by 5 in the numerator. See the formula. 0.6 0.7 आ रहा है, नेगेटिव में ही आ रहा है आंसर आशु. 0.7. Make sure you are dividing the numerator and denominator by 5. That you can, but show that while you are solving. But then again, you're not getting the answer. Yes. Minus 4.2 is the covariance. आशु आप भी चेक करो अपनी कैलकुलेशन एंड दी अदर्स ऑल्सो सॉल्व. So your covariance is minus 4.2. Variance of the market is 6. It's minus 21 by 5 will be minus 4.2, and variance of the market is 6. So you are getting the answer as 0.7. Okay. You can cancel n, but आपको covariance का जब आंसर देना है then it will be minus 4.2. Okay, so just make sure there you are asked the covariance specifically, then you are doing that in that manner. Yeah, that is square in the last column, क्योंकि आपने जब variance calculate करना है या standard deviation calculate करना है, so then you are using the last column. Okay, and there will be another column where you are multiplying this. This is column 2 into column 4. तभी आपका ये वाला term आएगी. Beta is minus 21 by 6. Yes, that is 0.7. But if you are specifically asked for, no, not 21 by 6 थोड़ी ना हुआ, फिर आप दोनों जगह या तो n लो युवराज. You are asking me whether you can cancel n. So why are you taking n in the denominator then? You can either, then in the denominator you will have to take 30. Okay. So it's better you take n both in numerator and denominator, then you won't be getting confused. Okay, I hope others are doing this question. So take a minute more and complete the question. Yes, the answer is minus 0.7. So you are having a negative beta, that is the security return is moving inversely with the market. Okay, let's move to the next question now. So the risk-free rate of return is 6%, while the market return is 18%. Actual return on the security is 20%. What must be the beta of the security? So whenever you are having a question on systematic risk, it is implied that you are using the CAPM model. So you put in the values in the CAPM equation. So return on the security So solve this equation and you will get the value of beta. What should be the value if the security is correctly priced? Solve this equation. Okay, so beta you're getting as 1.166 आ रहा है Ishita, so you can take it up to 3 decimal places. So for the security to lie on the capital market line, it should have a beta of 1.166. Okay. So after this, what should be the beta if the security is overpriced? Okay, so overpriced जो security होती है that lies below the capital market line. Okay, so here the beta should be less than 1.166 and an underpriced security would lie above the capital market line. So there the beta should be greater than 1.166. Okay, rest of you just check the answer. Also check the answer once. I think I have written the inverse. इसमें beta will be greater and in the underpriced it will be lower. Then you will get the answer. क्योंकि बीटा की वैल्यू इंक्रीज हो जाएगी तो आई थिंक वो रिटर्न उसका इम्पैक्ट ऑपोजिट आएगा. तो बीटा फॉर एन ओवर प्राइस सिक्योरिटी will be greater than 1.166. Okay, yes, please make that correction. I'm sorry, I put the opposite signs. So now it is corrected. For overpriced, the beta will be more than this value, and for underpriced, the beta will be less than this value. Okay, so after this, the next question is this. So, Mr. A wants to invest equally is 1 lakh rupees in debentures and equity shares. What should be the return on equity shares if he can earn overall return of 12%? Okay, and then you are given the risk of the debenture and of the share with coefficient of correlation, and you have to find out the risk of the portfolio. So you will put the values in the formula for portfolio return. Return on this portfolio will be weight of say equity, return on equity plus weight of debt and return on debt. So weight is equal. This is 12 given to you. So solve this equation, you will get the value of equity. the return on equity. See how much is the return coming. I'll also check the answer for that time. Okay, so it is coming to 16%. Okay, now you can put the values in the risk formula, second part of question. You can calculate the risk of the portfolio. In this formula, you can put the values and you get the risk of the portfolio. Put in your answers in the chat box. Okay, rest of you also put the answer. Yes, so 3.8% or 3.794 or 3.8% approximately is the risk on the portfolio. Okay, so the return on the portfolio is 12% with a risk of 3.8%. Okay, I think this is enough